Just what's your general feelings coming out of this year's second practice, obviously, the first one we got to see? And
first team practice today. The first day was, it's unusual, but I think the last 2 or 3 years that I can remember, we've had finals issues. So we're trying to do right by our players, and that is to get them ready for finals week, which is going on right now. So we went out Friday at the crack of dawn with the varsity, and then the freshmen stuck around. We had more time with them in the afternoon. Separate practice. Why do we do that? We wanted to acclimate the freshmen and teach them how to get tape, teach them how to tape or do everything, and then teach them how to stretch so we don't disrupt and really don't get guys hurt. Teach them how to stretch, so on and so forth. So we did that on Friday. Came back, had our team dinner last night, went through the players manual, and then today was first team practice. It's unusual, it's a little disrupting that a lot of teams are in camp, and we give them from 8 to 1 to do their academics, and because obviously we want to see them close the door, They had a very good semester, last quarter. We just want to see them finish strong this quarter.
so what was your take on the practice? You know what I mean? It's just like
I thought I was hoping to see what I saw on offense, where there's a lot of carryover. We were all very disappointed. And when you evaluate it, you probably weren't that disappointed in spring, the early half of spring, because it was all new for them. But to see guys, I can tell you this, they did something this summer. They sure did.
Coach, Curtis Grant wasn't out there today. Can you give us a status
his grandfather's not doing very well. He went down to Virginia, and our prayers are with him. And I understand he's doing a little better, so I think he'll be back in practice tomorrow.
Urban, with what you like to do on offense, can you do it with this team this year?
Sure. Yeah, it's once again, I just hope someone steps up to take one of those positions that we need. The guy that looked good today was Devin Smith. My gosh, we need a guy like that to do something. Yeah, the answer is yes.
But that's the biggest thing, is finding the people that fit into the slots.
That's it. That's it. There's a little more to that, but you can adapt. And that's what we're going to have to do. I didn't have exactly that. Paris Warren at Utah, not to keep going backwards, I need to keep going forward. But he's a 4.7 guy, but he played so fast. I just want guys to play fast.
Any updates on Jordan or Nathan Williams?
Jordan, both of them are right on schedule, if not ahead of schedule. So they're both attitudes are fantastic. Those kids, your heart bleeds for a guy like Nathan Williams, and I'm starting to really know that guy. And to take football away from him is like taking, that kid lives for it. And it's been hard. I mean, it's not been an easy road, but not playing, not practice, not doing anything, even out there, we're being very cautious. We can't have a setback, and I ask the same question as of Friday. And why didn't he do this individual drill? Because Mickey and Doug and our doctors are really doing a good job. They're keeping him governor, because he'd do it all. And then also when you have a setback, and they told me it's a 10-day backwards, and we can't have it backwards.
Deontay Dunn having any issues with you? He's out there practicing with you.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for, he's going to plead not guilty. We did a series of tests. I don't know if I'm allowed to give you everything, but everything came back that he was honest with me. And, however, if there is some charge that sticks, then there'll be a penalty like all kids that have a charge.
Can you address the status of Newhart and Stoneburner? They're out there, obviously. Is their scholarship been reinstated?
Obviously, not till when it goes, but as of right now, when we start school in the fall, they'll be on scholarship.
Can you sense in them that they kind of take it more seriously, or there's any kind of change in them in terms of just appreciating?
I never felt they did it. I don't know them that well because I've only been here. They're great, not good students, great students. They're leaders. They're on my leadership committee, and I think the code word there is stupid is the word that we associate with that. So are they less stupid right now? I don't know. I hope not. We're going to do the best we can to help them be less stupid.
You mentioned that
But I don't think they're bad. If there's a bad guy situation, then they won't be playing here.
Coach, you mentioned that Nate Williams and Jordan Hall are either on schedule or ahead of schedule. What is that schedule? Are you thinking? I'm sure it's different for both guys. First game, second,
I don't want to give you that because I'm not the doctor. I can't.
Okay.
It's around the beginning of the season. I just can't give you that.
You've never had a team that didn't have a bowl waiting or possibility of a bowl. Do you really know what to expect? I mean, could there be surprises for everybody?
I thought about this. We've never not played for a championship in November. 10 years as a coach, every November we were playing for a championship, and then come walking down that, we've got a team meeting, and you see guys and coaching staff and everybody been playing for champions. So do we have to create our own championship? I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'm I'm hoping, once again, I got an angry football team that wants to go try to win every game they play. If not, then we'll just go play that game. If we have to motivate them in some way, we'll certainly do that. We've had to do that before.
You said in May that you wanted to set the depth chart before August so that it wasn't about competition this month. When you put in a bunch of new freshman guys, I mean, is there any flexibility there for you in terms of manipulating that to equal?
You might have misunderstood. I don't want people taking the mentality in spring practice that if I don't get it done, I'll get it done in August. Now, that certainly might happen. It usually doesn't. But there is when you say flexible, yeah, the best players are going to play. If someone beats someone out, go get it. And there will be some freshmen. From what I've seen so far, there'll be a bunch of, not a bunch, there'll be a good chunk of freshmen to play in that first game.
John Simon's still listed as the starting Leo. Do you expect that he'll move to strong side end?
It's Nate. Nate Williams determines that.
Okay. And what about some freshmen maybe? I know it's early, and some of those guys, you have like Noah Spence and those guys.
Yeah, he's a guy that's, we're in short, so we really don't know what he can do, but he's shown some glimpses of a guy that can play. The guy that we want in there is Nate and Simon, and the young guys learn from them. That'd be really a good defense if we could get those two guys out there at the same time.
What are you looking for in these early practices before you can really full pads start getting things?
Another message I had today is that, just I watched, and I don't know, on the blue, I just started watching the guys' faces and how easy it is to be average. It's just so easy. I mean, it is. I mean, think about it for all of us. It's just so easy to be an average, whatever. We got biology. We got 17 kids taking a biology test tomorrow. It's so easy to just be an average guy. You know, and we want our guys. And greatness isn't exactly, I mean, first rounder. I wouldn't mind a bunch of first rounders, but greatness, we're going to try to push you to be to maximize who you are. If you're a 2.0 student, that's what you are, we're going to push you to be a 2.0 student. If you're a 2.0 student, but you really should be a 3.0 student, we're going to grind you. And the same thing on the football field. I just was watching, I don't know why, I just was looking in their helmets, and I saw the guy, C.J. Barnett's a guy that just does not accept to be average. And then I looked at a couple guys next to him, they do accept it. So it's our job as a motivator and as a coach to not allow that.
Was that part of the two-step thing you stressed at the beginning?
Yeah, it's kind of in-house, but I'll share it a little bit with you. It's just our whole thing is that if we ask you to go 10, go 12. If we ask you to go 6, go 8. You hear the whistle blow. You don't anticipate. A lot of times you see teams play slow because they anticipate a whistle. We want to run through the whistle for two-step. You know, it's all two steps. Keep going 2 steps. And I've had some teams play like that. And this team right now doesn't play like that.
Urban, what do you look for? What does a freshman have to do in August to get you that he is ready to play in the opener? Is it physical? Is it mentally grasping what you're trying to do?
It's more, I think, right now, because mental, especially like on some on the phases we ask them, but we don't ask them to get a whole lot of deep thinking involved. We have sayings around here like point A to point B as fast as you can go. You do that. There's a kid named Jamal Marcus. He doesn't know which way up is right now, but he knows from point A to point B. And he'll run over anything in his way to get to point B, so there's a good chance we'll find a way to get him on the field. So I'm looking for more right now for the physical, relentless effort, point A to point B. They do that, then we'll decide, because you can't learn the whole defense. You can't say, Jamal, come here and learn. We'll have to bits and pieces, and we're not going to waste time with guys that aren't going to play, so we have to identify who is the point A to point B people on our team right now.
You said you could tell that they had done something over the summer.
Yeah.
How did you see that out there in the first couple
Just
of practices?
execution. Throwing and catching is a skill that you need to do on your own a lot, because you just don't have time to go stand out there for 2 hours and play catch. And I can tell they did.
You know, I didn't mean to interrupt.
I was gonna say, you talked about Braxton in particular, that you would know what kind of a leader he was early in
It's still early, too early, but I'm pleased
still.
so far. It's still, to give him this, it's still too early. But both of them, the other guy behind him did a nice job today too. Braxton had a really good day, and he feels good about it. And he made the comment to me, he knows what he's doing. Now, he doesn't know yet. There's still a lot more to go. I winked at him and said, yeah, right, pal.
You talked about the first spring practice, you didn't have that wow guy. You talked about Devin a second ago. Do you see a potential wow guy now? I mean,
Well, Evan Spencer ran a 4.4 or something. So Evan Spencer has to run 4.4 out there. There's some fast times that our strength coach gave me this year, like fast time. They don't play real fast. So our job as a coach is to get them play fast. So I think there's enough here that I'm hoping to get wowed a little bit. I thought Devin today did do some things that, for the first time, that's a great point, Coach. For the first time, including all practices in the spring in our set. So that's 15, 16, 17. I guess I had one where he ran a 9 route, the street route.
Yeah.
I mean, it's ridiculous, and that's what we need.
One last question.
Mark Mangino, is he just checking things out?
Well, he's good friends with Ed Warner, and so he wanted to just watch, he's just an observer and watch practice, and he's, I think, going down to the Browns, and he's a friend of mine. I think he's a great football coach, Blake. He's a great coach, and what he did in Kansas, I often talk to Ed Warner about that. I mean, Ed was the offense coordinator. Kansas won the Orange Bowl.
Right.
Just think about that for a minute. I think Kansas is a great place, but that was a heck of a football team, heck of a team. So, thanks, guys.
Coach, thanks.
Coach. Have a great day.